Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. So today we are going to learn how to fix invisible zip. As you can see, this zip is looking here. It's very simple and straightforward to fix. So if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so that when I drop amazing content like this, you will be notified. So without wasting time, let's start. As you can see, this zip I have already stitched that area for zip, but I have removed it. All right, I have loosed it so that you will see how I am going to fix it. It is quite simple to fix. It's not difficult at all. So I'm going to first of all make a mark on my zip, on the bad side of the zip. I'm going to make a mark on it, so that at both sides I will start at the same point, so that when I'm done, one side will not be longer than the other side. So I'm going to start with, this is the good side, so I'm going to start with one of the sides. Watch how I'm going to turn it carefully. Watch how I'm turning it carefully. Can you see the way I turn it? And then I'm going to start fixing it on where this mark is. Where you see this mark is, I'm going to start fixing it here. All right, so what I'm going to do is that when I finish, I'll fold the excess inside, but I'm going to first of all do a stitch that will hold the zip. It's going to be two line stitches I'm going to be making. The first stitch is to hold the zip in place, so that I can now do the final stitch, which will make it invisible. Now it is called invisible because when it is stitched, you don't see the zip. You only see a line where the zip is fixed. That's why it's called invisible zip. Alright, so I'm going to make this first stitch just to hold the zip in place before I will make the final stitch that will make it invisible. So this is the first stitch, very important. Most of the times when you don't make this first stitch and you are trying to make this the final stitch, you discover that you may struggle a little. So it's important that you use this first stitch to do that. Alright, so now after I'm done with the first stitch, I will now open the zip inside. Just watch how I'm going to open it. I'll open the zip. Can you see I'm opening it? I'll open the zip very well. There's a line here. That's why I'm going to stitch it. Okay, so I'm stitching it close to the zip, but I'm not matching it. I'm not matching the teeth of the zip. The teeth of the zip, I'm not matching it. I'm only stitching on that line close to the teeth of the zip. I'm not stitching on the teeth of the zip at all. If you stitch on the teeth of the zip will not zip. Okay, so make sure you open it and stitch. There's a line below the teeth of the zip there, so open the zip and make sure you stitch on that line close to the teeth of the zip carefully without touching the teeth. All right, it's as simple as that. So once we're done with this first line, we are going to zip it and see if at all there is an error somewhere, so that we'll correct it before stitching the second side. All right, so we're going to zip and see. So you see the zip zipped neatly without hooking anywhere. You must make sure that it's not hooking as you are zipping it. It's hooking, not hooking at all. So we'll unzip it and then we'll go ahead to zip the second side. So if this content is making sense, please, if you're enjoying the content, please give me a like, hit the like button. If you are yet to subscribe, please hit on the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. I would really appreciate if you can do that. Please subscribe and drop a comment. If you share the video, I would really appreciate. So you see, we're going to do the second side now. So you see the way I'm turning it carefully. Observe how I'm turning it. It's very important. We're still going to sew a basting stitch first, starting from that line, that point I made with a biro with an ink. So we'll stitch the first stitch first to hold the zip in place before we'll come back and do a master stitch. One of the most important things to watch out is the way I turn the zip. There's a way you will turn the zip and fix such that, and at the end when you zip it, it's where the zip is twisted and you have to lose it and do it again. And one thing with this zip is that once you are losing and stitching, the zip, once you lose even once, the zip can easily spoil. So you try to ensure that you don't stitch and lose. So you see, we're going to open this again, open it inside and match on this line you are seeing here. Invisible zip is always as if it's folded inside. So when you open it, you now see the line where you have to run your stitch. All right. So we're going to run a stitch on this line here that I've shown us. All right. Just like we did for the first side, we're going to run a stitch there. Mind you push it to open it, then you run the stitch. You see, you open the zip before you stitch, to ensure that the stitch is falling below the line, the line below the teeth of the zip is very, very important. Yeah. So you see, we're almost there. Yeah. So the next thing for us to do now is for us to cut the excess threads. We cut them off. Cut them off, and then we will turn our zip over and zip it. Let's see if it is correct. Wow, and there we go. We have our zip. Yeah, you see. And at the end of the zip, the way we have the neck piping, you don't make the zip too tight. If you make it too tight, once we might struggle to zip it one or two times and the zip will spoil. So don't make it too tight at the neck area there where the piping is, because it's already thick there, here. So don't make it too tight. All right. So next one I'm going to do, you can see our zip is looking very neat. You can't see the zip, that's why it's invisible. You cannot see the zip, but you can easily zip through. Can you see that? So the next thing for us to do now is we turn this in and we match outside. Do a little stitch there. Okay, yes, a little stitch there that we prevent the zip from removing. I think that's okay. All right, so we'll neatly cut the threads. When you are stitching, when you are sewing, ensure that you cut your threads so that what you are doing doesn't look dirty. Neat work cannot be compromised, cannot be emphasized. Your work must be very neat at all times. All right. So the next thing for us to do now here is to still stitch this side the same way we stitch the other side. Like I said, neatness cannot be compromised. Your work must be standard. Your work must be neat. All right. So we'll cut off the excess threads. Okay. So watch and see how I'm going to do this the other side of the shoulder. See, I'm going to cut the excess zip, cut it off, then I will turn it inside, turn inwards, and stitch to close this shoulder. So very importantly, when you are closing this shoulder, don't allow the fabric around the zip area to spread out, to stretch, so that you don't need to open the zip. You try to make sure that the cloth around the zip area is it's a kind of closing of the zip, not spreading out to expose the zip. So what I'm showing us here, ensure that you close. You see, ensure that the fabric here is not opening that zip, but it's doing what? It's closing it rather. You see, it's closing it rather. So close it like that. Place the top fabric on it and then stitch it. Very, very important. Very, very important. Don't allow it to open it, so that when you are done, you will actually like the result you will see. Just watch. I'm going to turn it over and you will see what I'm talking about much more clearly. yeah, so I really want to appreciate you for staying with me on this video. It's really a privilege to have you guys watch my videos. I really appreciate that. And the subscription will not be bad if you can subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you can drop a comment, if you can like the video, if you can share it, you must have made my day. So you can see how our zip is looking. Let's look at it right now. See, now zip it properly. You see, very, very clean. See what's happening there? I've not even pressed it. If I press it now, you see it will looking very fine, finer than what you are seeing. So you see how our zip is. This is invisible zip. It is not showing anywhere at all. This is what is called invisible zip, and I believe you have learned. Okay, so please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn your notification bell on, share the video, drop a comment, and let me know if really these videos are making sense. Thank you. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world.